And it's your girl to talk with Tiny. And of course, we here another night and another day is about to kick in. And I just simply want to just say good evening to everyone. And I want to wish you well. And I hope that this video will find you in the best of health. Right? Of health. All right. So I wish that this video will touch you in a way. And honestly, I don't know why I got on here. Um, but I was feeling a little at ease. All I could do was ask myself is, you know, why isn't anyone uh, doing anything about these doctors and nurses that are murdering these people in these hospitals? And you will get like these white people talk out the side of their mouth, like, no shade. I appreciate that the white, woman spoke up, for the black man and the Hispanic woman, blah blah blah. But the thing is, if I had the chance to talk with her and to speak out loud for those who are not being heard, it would have to go like this. I would have to say, well, thank you for your boldness, ma'am. As far as, crying and, you know, uh, telling the public these things. Um, but we're not allowed to go to the hospital as family. We are not allowed to uh, be around our family. They're not letting us in the hospitals. They're not letting us be a part of our family members. So today, I don't know why I got on here. But with that being said, I personally would like to go through some notes, and maybe I don't know what it is that the spirit wants me to do. So I'm just gonna do what I do. And let's hear something real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Um, because there was something out there that was really alarming. Um, that you have nurses speaking up, you have different people speaking up about different conversations, even as far as like 5G. Um, I guess that's another reason why they slowed down the deaths, if you will. Um, they have to like get into really really murdering. They can't make mistakes because they have to slow down through the peaks and through the this and through the that. This is war. This is war. Like never ever before. And I'm really trying to find this one video as an old note. On, let me see if it's back up here somewhere. It is about another person talking about their family member in the hospital, and the doctors basically killed his father in London. And that was a huge story. But only black people, even though the old man was like about 103, and his daughter was a nurse as well, and she was able to be in contact with the nurse uh, the night before they killed her father with morphine. Um, they, she knew his vitals. She knew everything, of his record. She was in tune with the nurses. What the nurses from the next day didn't know is that the night nurse was in contact with the daughter, keeping the daughter informed all along. However, when shit hit the fan, come to find out they were feeding the father morphine. And that is what they're doing to these elderly people. Now, don't get it twisted. They have come to a conclusion that these older people, they've been doing the most with them. Um, they've been doing the most with them. But I can't find it. Damn, I just can't find it. But me personally, I have an urgency in me to find this video, and I'm sorry I'm unable to find the video, but it's okay because there's some other things going on that um that need to be said, about these Dawn hospitals. Now, first things first, I want to I just want to just go through the news. You know, this is so detrimental to humanity kind. These, I'm telling you, the news, like, you can just get on the news and let's do that. Let's just go through the news real quick, if you will, 'cause I feel the need to go through the news, which is I should do, and I'm gonna do that because I think I should do that. So let's go ahead and get rid of this and this, and let's go ahead and let's get into the news, if you will. Okay, so let me see something here. So I did get my hands on some things, but there is some eruptions, volcanoes in Japan, strong eruptions that are taking place. Scientists concerned that coronavirus is adapting to humans. They are just like, I'm telling you, like, we can't make this shit up. You feel me? So apparently, I don't know what's the message in this. Let's see. For some reason, it doesn't want to play, but that's cool. So the United States and China are likely to emerge from the COVID-19 crisis weakened, with their global reputations in tatters. Rates at the result will be an increasingly chaotic and dangerous world. Whoa. And I did kindly post this crazy lady right here, Chicago goon Lori Lightfoot only enforces social distancing in the motherfucking hood. Like, bitch, like really. And there's some other things taking place here. I don't know what's wrong with these anti-lockdown in Berlin. They are really, try this one more time, y'all. This is acting a little difficult. But I mean, like, the shit that we seeing on here is not a game. It's not a game. So Ghana's president says one person infected, 533 with COVID-19. What? Ghana's president says one person infected, 533 with COVID-19 at fish factory. Oh my goodness, they want to kill 533 people on demand. What? They need a huge ceremony. This is calling for a huge sacrifice right here. Now I'm going to start getting raw with it, y'all, okay? Alright. Bloomberg, how Ebola helped Africa prepare for coronas. Yes, I know that. I was just talking about that. Oh my goodness. And he posted it just a minute ago. OMG. Tell me about it. This is a story that we do not want to pass up, guys. Like, I'm drinking my tea with my apple cider. This is your girl, the Talk with Tiny. And I'm behaving myself. I'm not using profanity. It's the foul ass language. You know what I mean? That was given to us as an inheritance by our amazing oppressors. Isn't that wonderful? I humbled myself. Damn, I'm good. Jeez. And they say, and they say, you must endure humility, right? Perfect. Fucking A. But listen, so let's go ahead and get into this some more. So, how Ebola helped Africa prepare for Corona, because the biggest ceremony is yet to come for coronavirus. Oh my goodness. And these people, these foolish, not a people, but of a foolish nation. You know, we always have to emphasize that, right? You know, when it comes to the heathens and the Moabs and the Moabs and the Amaleks and the Gentiles and the beasts of the field and the serpents and the pagans and the Caucas and the Caucasians from the Caucasus Mountains and the Russians who whitewash history and what else? Oh my goodness, and the list goes on, and they paint Jesus, black Jesus, white, and the list goes on, and they gave you Jesus to go along with a boat ride, if you will, against your will. Never ever forget that. Now, I know it's kind of like, a little, you know, because according to Candace Owens, once upon a time, she embedded this in many uh, heads of black folks. We are from America. We are overly privileged, despite the fact that we are in captivity, and our oppressors do everything and anything, to keep us in poverty and colonize and just destruction. They give us tools to destroy ourselves. They just control the world and suppress our 50 feet. They strangling us right now. They got us locked in the houses now. Oh my goodness, to the gracious. Are we really, really on house arrest, folks? And then they gonna go and have the nerve to get more strict. And you know what's so stupid about this? I'm going to tell you right now. Take one guess. If anyone can take a guess, who would you blame that is so fucking stupid? I just take one darn guess. Excuse me for my defile ass language. At least I kept it like going, legit for a little while. Every now and then, I gotta slip up. But I digress, right? You know what I mean? So take one guess who is so fucking stupid to allow, this 1% to control the masses. Like, think about it, look in the fucking mirror, and say, but the first thing you're going to do is doubt yourself. And I know why, because you're going to say, well, I'm just a human being against evil forces. These evil forces are my brothers and sisters. They are in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force. They are under some kind of type of command from the chief, from the White House, and they have to take these orders, and they have to still kill and destroy and continue to oppress even the very own citizens. Now listen, this is really happening in real time. And no matter how much you try to go in detail about this, but the first thing that people will uh, seem to have said in the past couple of certain amount of time, that this is a hoax. And I'm hoping wondering that uh, not a hoax. This is really happening, and I hope that people finally come to their conclusion that this is not a hoax. Not in the name of the cabal, not in the name of rescuing children, not in the name of any fuck shit that you were led astray to believe, you know what I mean, according to Q's plan. Now listen, I don't know. Well, I do know because I know how deceitful Q can be, and I know how uh, uh, low Q folks can be, and they'll run to and fro, and they'll call themselves Christians, and Christians are very problematic. Okay, and you know what? And I that could have been further from the truth. They refuse to give up that white, God, that Caesar Borgia, they need that. The people don't understand that, when you start serving this white God on a cross, this graven image that you should have never served to begin with, right? You begin to give the enemy power over you because you are officially being tested of who's going to save you from your very own self at this point. Like, I don't get it. So now that we can be closed in and squashed and eaten alive, or we can come to our senses and start using the power that we have in us to to just I guess use our uh doing. Like, what can we use, besides our brains, um it would be nice, if we can use our brains first, right? And that's what they're after. They're after our brains. They're after our thoughts. They're after our comebacks. They don't even want to give us a chance to even come back with a rebuttal or a rebellious move or whatever, what have you. That's why they all came up with these executive orders, and that's why Trump never changed anything, because there's always been the blackface to get it done with the evil empire. Like Obama did what he had to do as far as like getting those executive orders, would have been way harder for Trump nowadays. So these orders have been in, and they still there. And believe it or not, Trump is using these shits. He's used them so there was no more using in the world. Especially the one that, as soon as martial law goes in full effect, automatically the United Nations get to run up on you. So you can actually thank Trump for that. And you know what? And that's going to come a time where we're going to see he who leadeth into captivity shall be led into captivity. Is this starting to make more sense now? Because if you think that your American army is going to be here to save you, that's not going to be the case. What's going to happen is you're going to have the United Nations. Let me say this again. The United Nations in America, okay? And that means every other nation in here. And that's what Obama has signed and filled out many years ago in his time as well. That was a hardcore executive order. That if FEMA was to go, I mean, this is big. This is really big because this is bigger than Air Force. This is bigger than federal. The latest shit they got going on. This is huge. This is rootless people coming in this nation and just destroying whoever comes past their way. And now, United Nations have a history. Just go and look no further than what they actually literally trying to do a whole new United Nations, for the sake of Israeli. And yeah, that's the latest shit. But it's good to get into these little conversations just by looking at little things like this. Look at France. China reports rise in COVID-19 cases, a new cluster in northeastern city. And they just violating you. These are just, I'm telling you that they just, look at this. as Brazil becomes hotspot. Okay. Criticizes lockdown measures as Brazil becomes hotspot. Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro criticized by governors even as the nation turned into global. Exactly. And that was one of the things that Trump had ran on. And if I was people, I would go back and rewind, just rewind a little bit more. The coronavirus pandemic may have cleared skies. What the fuck? And halted cities, but it isn't slowing global warming. And I know they're speaking in code. No, it isn't. That gamma rays is going, whoo, chow, baby. Whoo. Asia richest man courts Saudi's General Atlantic for geostate, whatever. And look at this reptilian. He is one funny looking reptilian. I don't know. He's just so ugly with this body built. Like, they try so hard. Like, and he's just, the Republicans, they love him. He is just so ugly to me, man. I don't understand. And they love him and they love the fuckery shit that he, presents to them. And that is huge. That is real. Look, see, this is the shit. And you know what? These people are still dwelling on shit. I mean, like, it's amazing how they dwell on garbage. Like, still talking the same shit from, like, look at this, especially this one right here. Like, this one right here is, like, one of the oldest ones. The latest funny shit that I've seen was, and I'm just gonna, like, another day. That's a whole nother video. But he's something else. He comes up with some stuff like conspiracy theories, right? And they call you tent boy, you hat, and all this crazy shit, and they come up with all these things. I would like to. No, I don't. You know what? I'll pass. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know anything as far as just watching these folks do the Q shit. So what's the latest on the Q, right? So what is the latest? What's this? Explain why the fuck you think they are booms. They are flat out lies. Logically speaking, the numbers don't fucking add up. Your assumption defaults back to a position of full understanding. A splinter cell can be completely separate from its primary origin and slash or source. Therefore, 1% holds water. I mean, this is, and what does this mean? And they go and they start putting shit together, and then they give you like little pictures, like, hey, where we go? Whoa, we go all off a motherfucking cliff. And this picture could have been here at a better time, you feel me? Like, no shade, and this is the shit this is the other side of what America is doing, and that's why I say the shit that I say. You can't even be mad at me, but when you sit here and you just see everything that's going on around you and you're able to recognize shit, that's a beautiful thing. You feel me? I mean, like, literally, you know? And people are just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. They not even just nonsensical shit, They're not even putting one and one together. They're not even going to these hospitals looking for their families. They're not doing any of that. They don't care to do that, Everything is just like, they're still struggling, like, give it the fuck up already, especially the Republicans, with these stupid ass fucking politics, they have been nothing but a distraction, and they still fucking distracting dumb people. Like, dumb people ain't got no business trying to be like dumber, you know. Your job is to get fucking smarter, not dumber, okay? So, and I'm trying to be so fucking awesome in this video right now. Like, no shade. I'm not trying to just disrespect anyone. But truth be told, like, if I can't tell you the motherfucking truth, I ain't real to me. You feel me? In order for me to tell you the truth, I gotta be real with me. And when I'm real with me, that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? Is be real with you. You feel me? But anyhow, you know, as we go through the news, you know, you're gonna see some shit. You're always gonna see some crazy ass shit. But in spite of it all, you know, like, what the fuck are we doing to save our family from these crazy ass hospitals? Now listen, you know, I got some sketches here. Let me see something. If I can remember, I did have a motherfucking video of how people are being um buried. You know, so let me go through my notes. Let's go through um some shit that you know already had happened. Feel me? Where is this shit though, real quick? Okay, I'm looking for some shit here, and I really do want to play it. Give me one shit ass minute. Period. No, wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. You know, yeah, cause I remember that shit. Like, where is that shit? Like, for real. You know, I mean, like, listen, this is what the Republicans are fucking playing with, you know. This is what matters to these psychopaths right here, you know.
Up there is the demon known as Madonna. Well, Madonna has decided to chime in on the outbreak and tell us why it's a great thing for all of us.
Care about how rich you are, how famous you are, how funny you are, how smart you are, where you live, how old you are, what amazing stories you can tell. It's the great equalizer. And what's terrible about it is what's great about it. What's terrible about it is it's made us all equal in many ways. And what's wonderful about it is that it's made us all equal in many ways. Like I used to say at the end of Human Nature every night, we're all in the same boat. And if the ship goes down,
today with an alarming new milestone right here in America. New York State now has more.
I hope you didn't lose your lunch there. Your breakfast, your dinner. You might have lost a lunch from a couple weeks ago. As Madonna lays in the bathtub with flowers around it. I only it's not naked in it, but it's enough to just make you really sick to your stomach. But a good thing to come out of this is that Madonna's talking about
Again today with an alarming
how there's
milestone
positives to
right
be taken out of this.
New York State now has more reported coronavirus cases than any country in the world. Let that sink in for just a second. And new pictures are a disturbing reminder of the human toll of that. This is a mass grave being dug for coronavirus victims at New York City's Potter's Field, where unclaimed bodies are laid to rest.
Yeah, it's a reminder there that the poorest and most marginal are bearing the greatest burden in this crisis. And it's a widening crisis. More than 466,000 COVID cases reported nationwide, and the death toll is now well above 16,000. But there are signs of improvement. Hospital admissions from the virus are declining in New York and California, two of the hardest hit states. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is here in New York at the U.S. Naval Hospital ship, the Comfort. David, good morning. So we've been hearing about deadliest days in New York for several days in a row, but we may be hitting a turning point, turning a corner. How so?
Well, maybe so, Tony, and let me tell you why. In speaking with one of the commanders here on the ship yesterday, I said to him, how come you've only treated 100 patients or so when you have capacity for so much more? And he said, sir, we're just not getting that many patients coming to us. The need doesn't exist. So we called the governor's office, and the governor's office told us this. There are 90,000 hospital beds statewide because they've had to add so many in recent weeks. But only 18,000 of them are actually filled. So yeah, this is really good news, but every time we get good news like that, it seems to always be said right alongside something that is stunning like this. So many people are dying in New York City due to coronavirus complications that the morgues are crowded, to the point where new graves are being dug off Hart Island near the Bronx. Crews are burying unclaimed bodies that have been at the morgue for more than 2 weeks. Still, the state's new hospitalizations are the lowest they have been since the coronavirus crisis started, and ICU admissions are at their lowest level in more than 3 weeks.
All of this data suggests that we are flattening the curve so far.
And that's why one place that was supposed to be a field hospital is scaling back. Beds had been set up 2 days ago at this Manhattan cathedral. They've now been packed away. Meanwhile, logistical issues appear to be part of the reason why the 500-bed hospital ship Comfort has treated only 80 patients so far. What do you say to people in Manhattan who are looking at this saying you got this big, beautiful ship with a lot of room and it's practically empty?
The optics may not be great. We've been working with, the city of New York, FEMA. Any disaster emergency response takes a little bit from a coordination perspective.
There are moments of joy happening around the country. In Missouri, 87-year-old Don Lockmiller has survived the coronavirus. He spent 10 days in the hospital and is now home. But the virus continues to spread in places in the Midwest. In Michigan, the number of deaths in a single day was expected to peak on Thursday. Detroit nurse Jennifer Rauco says she saw 3 bodies taken to the morgue in one shift.
That's a bad day, but unfortunately, there are days that has become a normal.
In Flint, Michigan, Sandy Brown lost her husband, Freddie Brown Jr., and her 20-year-old son, Freddie III. They both died from the coronavirus in a span of just 3 days. They are 2 of 4 parishioners from Pastor Kiemba Nolan's church that died this month.
I get speechless, I get a little emotional because of the effects that is happening in America. But then come again, here it is in the Black community.
Freddie III had hoped to walk on to the Michigan State football team. His dad helped to organize church services. Here's an example of our new normal in America. Sandy will bury her husband and her son today. Groundsmen at the cemetery will carry their caskets to the grave, while Sandy is asked to sit in her car and watch. Anthony?
David, thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Again today with an alarming new milestone right here in America.
It is.
New York State now has
8:42
more reported
New York
coronavirus cases
And I got to
than
my
any
regular
country
unit,
in the world.
and they took my
Let that sink
patient
in
away,
for
my
just a
black
second.
guy.
The new pictures are a disturbing
And
reminder of the human toll of that.
Now,
This
I'm getting
is a mass grave
switched
being dug
units.
for coronavirus victims at New York City's
This is
Potter's
exactly
Field,
what
where
happened
unclaimed
before at the
bodies
other
are laid to
hospital.
rest.
As soon as I told somebody,
Yeah, it's a reminder there that the poorest and most marginal are bearing the greatest burden in this crisis. And it's a widening crisis. More than 466,000 COVID cases reported nationwide, and the death toll is now well above 16,000. But there are signs of improvement. Hospital admissions from the virus are declining in New York and California, 2 of the hardest hit states. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is here in New York at the U.S. Naval hospital ship, the Comfort. David, good morning. So we've been hearing about deadliest days in New York for several days in a row, but we may be hitting a turning point, turning a corner. How so?
Well, maybe so, Tony, and let me tell you why. In speaking with one of the commanders here on the ship yesterday, I said to him, how come you've only treated 100 patients or so when you have capacity for so much more? And he said, sir, we're just not getting that many patients coming to us. The need doesn't exist, so we called the governor's
represent the majority of deaths in Milwaukee County. Blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on?
Dying in New York City due to coronavirus complications that the morgues are crowded.
New York City, Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming, but it's not surprising that people of color have a greater burden of chronic health conditions. African Americans and Native Americans, develop high blood pressure at much younger ages. It's less likely to be under control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts.
It is a chilling sight, a mass grave, rows of coffins as burials quadruple in New York. This is Hart Island, where the bodies of those with no known family are temporarily interred, some simply unable to pay for a funeral. On the 7 Line, more signs of the cruel inequity of COVID-19. Many of the passengers are black and Hispanic, who data suggests they're twice as likely to die from the virus than whites.
Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? New York City, Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming, but it's not surprising that people of color have a greater burden of chronic health conditions. African Americans and Native Americans, develop high blood pressure at much younger ages. It's less likely to be under control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts.
It is a chilling sight, a mass grave, rows of coffins as burials quadruple in New York. This is Hart Island, where the bodies of those with no known family are temporarily interred, some simply unable to pay for a funeral. On the 7 Line, more signs of the cruel inequity of COVID-19. Many of the passengers are black and Hispanic, who data suggests they're twice as likely to die from the virus than white people.
Some of the video for you, and we've been showing some of it as well while we're talking here, where, again, interspersed with the firefighters and other legitimate things, it shows the military rounding people up, and every one of them is black. That's newsworthy right there. I've been to these drills where they all are farmers wearing John Deere caps and stuff, saying, you can't take all in, you can't take all out. Very scary stuff. But it was the black farmer, white farmer, Hispanic farmer. Little extra black folks. I mean, it was obviously saying, it's for Al-Qaeda, that's a bad group, it's really for Americans. Well, they're kind of down on quietly by some people. It's for blacks, so it's okay. And it's military and white guys, black civilians looking on as groups of blacks over cars and get rounded up and thrown out. I mean, this is pretty outrageous. But don't expect Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, the race baiters, to say anything. They're just there to create more racial division in this country, not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities in the country, not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities in the country, not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities, which are under gun control like Chicago and has the highest crime rate in the world, which are under the fake drug war that's bringing down Chicago just like Mexico's collapsing. It's the policies that are causing this cultural collapse. But here's some of the promotional video hiding in plain view.
Dialysis like machine. She's never done before. She said she'll figure it out. Okay? I'm really fucking smart and I figure a lot of shit out, but I would never attempt to try and figure out a secret. We're adequately staffed. There's a shit ton of staff here. And we have a nurse who does CRT in there. She has a different patient phone. We told them, like, hey, let's just
It's not meant to depress you. It's meant to make you aware.
do that.
It's not meant to make you walk out here feeling like there is no hope.
See, what's crazy is that this is not the old time. The revolution will be televised.
And informing my brothers and sisters what's really going on, so that we can prepare ourselves for what is coming. The information that I'm going to share with you personally, I have researched it along with many of my colleagues, and we found a lot of this information in the United States Library of Congress. A lot of this information has finally been declassified after being held away from the masses or kept back from the masses after many years. Because of the satanic, evil,
that's what y'all need to do, bro.
and clandestine
for real,
objectives contained in this program called the King Alfred Plan, it is imperative, it's necessary that those people whom God has called to be watchmen and watchwomen on the wall alert the people. There's a passage in the scripture that says, woe unto the watchman that sees danger coming and don't say nothing. Because then the blood of the people will be on their hands. But when the watchman on the wall proclaims and cries loud and spares not and lifts up their voice, as the scripture says, has a trumpet inside to show the people what's happening. People still fall for it, then the blood is off of the watchman's hand. So today, as the watchman on the wall, it's my duty to inform y'all of some stuff that you might not know about.
That's why everything going on.
Do my best, Let's go back in time a little bit. Let's go back approximately 40
Why can't we have it in
years ago.
That is not right.
Between the years of 1960 and 1964, an organization called the National Security Council. Have y'all heard of that? I know you have, because we talk about national security memorandum. The National Security Council developed a government program called the King Alfred Plan. This program actually detailed the arrest,
have you ever seen John Q?
detention,
Be John Q, right, motherfucking there.
encampment,
I literally
Why the fuck can my mama get shit?
extermination was the black
Why can't my mama get
and
shit? She not good enough for y'all?
Latino population
Bullshit.
of this country.
Yeah.
No other race of people
You ever seen John Q?
program written for them.
That's what I'm on right now.
Black,
I'll get
and
a
of course, in 1984, it was amended to include the Hispanic population.
That's bullshit.
He's like, if we were enough,
President Reagan,
Y'all come up here. That's what y'all need to do.
put them in
along with
I'm the one
the
that like
Y'all come up here.
ex-director of
That's what y'all
the
need to do,
Federal
bro.
Emergency Management
Real. I'm in Parkland, bro.
Louis
Fucking hospital.
Capreda,
That's what y'all do.
proposed this amendment in 1984, on April 6, 1984. And hence you have the traditional code name Rex. It's important to understand, brothers and sisters, why this program is put in place. You need to understand the drastic measures that have been strategically designed for destruction. It's important to understand, brothers and sisters, why this program has been put in place. You need to understand the drastic measures that have been strategically designed to Let's see what's going to happen. Chinese like this, brothers and sisters. Let me say that one more time. If you got to go of righteousness with to pull it off. The Chinese the king not yet, king out the plan. In the event of revival and continuing King Alfred this is
It's where me,
because of what this unity, we are speaking with one voice.
National Security Council. When they Department of Defense, Department of Interior, participating in National Guard unit, city police and county police, that's right. Now, one of the things you need to understand,
which is the same American version of Bosa and the
law enforcement agencies that we just mentioned. In 1982, there was a guy named Oliver North, right? Oliver North and Ronald Reagan got together.
In other words, African economies are Mickey Mouse economies, which cannot compete.
And their amendment became known as REX, moving as one unit, signed
the European Union
in 1982. Now, the original plan was signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson.
The European
But Ronald
Union
Reagan amended it to include the Hispanic population. Originally, it was, what we're going to read, it was just written for blacks. But in 1984, Oliver North and Ronald Reagan amended it to include the Hispanic Latino population. What's really deep, brothers and sisters, is this. The neo-Nazi group that was part of the amendment in 1984. The neo-Nazi group in Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, along with state militia groups. When the president carries me up, baby, the mother, can you hear us rise? Brothers and sisters, Puerto Rico's out of Africa. It's run terrorism by brainwashing. Y'all know what I'm saying. But we speak African. Sisters, if you know this
niggas out here giving bites. Y'all giving bites.
Because y'all remember
Have you picked one yet? Are you hearing the cries? Are you not? Like, are you hearing the cries? Or are you picking and choosing and selecting what you feel like is worth listening to, what suits you and your narrative? That's what we're dealing with. I mean, like, every single time, period. You know? And I felt like I had to do that. I don't know why. I don't know what is the cry in that, but there's so much cry in it. Like, if you really want to be technical.
I'm black and I'm proud of who I am. I'm black doesn't mean I'm black. Black's how intelligent, poverty is diligent. We're across this world together. All that we give you is black. I'm proud to say I'm black. We find the pushers to the world, but we still try to abuse us. We got this program. Blood's an exception. Blood is beautiful. Blood is original. So real. Blood is beautiful. Blood is beautiful. Blood is original. Blood is beautiful. Get love all around the world. Puerto Rico. Your love is kings with more gold.
You haven't even done a test on me. How you gonna see you haven't even done a test on me? You can't force me to do anything.
Why is it so important to have a peaceful mind, right? To see everything around you. And no matter how much we try to want to save somebody else, them fools don't want to be saved, I promise you. Because if somebody ain't trying to save themselves, they do not want to be saved. They're waiting on Caesar Borgia to come and save them, if you will. Don't even get me started, because you know what, at this point this is way overdue, you know what I mean? And I know some of y'all that just listen to me, you know, you can't help but to be drawn to the words and the lyrics that I'm saying, right? Because the truth is the truth. You know, how many more years can we go, you know, wringing the damn rags for what it is? Like, it's getting ready to burst, for heaven's sake. Like, let's be real, okay? Like, what's getting ready to burst? Like, hello? Shit is all in your face. You know? And people just want to behave oblivious. Hey, you can do whatever you like, you know. Whatever floats your boat. One thing that I find very alarming though, it will have to be I mean, like, it would have to be like, what is wrong with these people that find this normal? Like, this goofy ass President Trump claims injecting people with disinfectant can treat coronavirus. Like, this is a psychopath. Like, and the people that support him, I want you to feel what I'm feeling right now. You are just as psychopath as this motherfucker right here. And you know what? You can be in your feelings all you want, because this is what I'm going to say. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. You can just switch. And life goes on. Feel me? And that's why I don't feel like it's right for us to be all up on top of each other. You know, colonizing and decolonizing is going to take some work. I mean, we talk about 400 years, 500 years, 1,000 years. I mean, no really, there's no real numbers to show any less. But I mean, like, can we only imagine how deep we in, you know, till the end? You know what I mean? Like, you know what? And I know this for a fact, and I feel it in my heart that this is the end of the time for the heathens. And you know what? They're gonna start paying attention to that, because some of them overstand this information. And when we start speaking in a way that they have no other choice but to take it, like, this is what it is, you know, and no matter how you try to go around it and slice it and dice it to your own liking, this is what it is. Like, no matter how you cut it, no form of shape, this is what it is, you know. Enough is enough, you know. Like, let's get over it. But one thing that's really alarming to me, and I cannot stress this enough, is this speech right here. And you can take it or leave it, because this shit right here, and I'm almost sure you always get these Trump supporters. I have a picture. I don't know why I did not. Let me go and get that picture, because that's definitely gonna go with the word, the words that I was saying. Hold on, let me go get this shit real quick before I even go into anything else. Like, you know, because I will be expressing how these psychopaths come across, you know, riddles, you know, and how they just carry on with the bullshit. You will be amazed on how stupid people really are in real life, in real time. I mean, like, we can't make this shit up, you know. And it goes to show you, like, they really are. I don't know if it's genetic. It's gotta be genetic, because I mean, we know that, you know, it's no going away. It's no other way of expressing it. You can't get around it. No matter how you try to sugarcoat it, slice it and dice it, like I say, when you get into talking this shit, this real shit, baby. Oh, here goes the lovely picture. And you know something, I'm gonna post it up on the screen right now before we get into this next conversation, and before we get into this stupid yeah, I'm just gonna do that real quick so I don't lose it. Like, so I don't lose it, right? So like that I can present it to you guys, like, and it will be very familiar. Don't worry, because this is you motherfuckers right here. Like, do not worry. So let me go and let's go and get this picture. Like, no, for real. Like, let me go to a nice let's go to an empty one, right? So this is pretty much what we're going to do. We're just going to do this real quick. So we have a better understanding of what had took place, what happened in the last 5 years, where everybody's head was. And they asked, of course, let's see here. What is this here? Oh, no. There's got to be something here. Oh, no, that's a video. We want... let's go over here. I tell you what, I'm gonna go and this shit is pissing me off. No, I am going to find this damn. This is all videos. This cannot just be all videos. Yeah. No. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let me go back over here and let me get this real quick because there was a moment of silence and I didn't like that. So we're gonna go back to let's go back here real quick and I'll go ahead and play this soundbite. I have to play this soundbite, like for real, like this shit is real, like really real. No matter what, he is a psychopath, like literally. Okay, well, why the hell is not coming up? It's starting to piss me off. But I'm telling you, this is very important. For what it's worth, we're gonna hear this. Let's hear this, and we're back with the picture. Actually, let me just let this soundbite play. I think this is so important.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. The new headline is Trump asks people to go outside. That's with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me. The new headline is Trump asks people to go outside. That's dangerous. Here we go. Same old group. You ready? I hope people enjoy the sun. And if it has an impact, that's great. I'm just hearing this, not really for the first time. I mean, there's been a rumor that, a very nice rumor that you go outside in the sun or you have heat and it does have an effect on other viruses. But now we get it from one of the great laboratories of the world, I have to say. It covers a lot more territory than just this. This is probably an easy thing, relatively speaking, for you. I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure. You know, that if you could, and maybe you can, maybe you can't. Again, I say maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good, you know what.
You're the president.
Deborah, have you ever heard of that? The heat and the light relative to certain viruses, yes, but relative to this virus?
Not as a treatment. I mean, certainly fever
Yeah.
is a good thing when you have a fever. It helps your body respond.
We're very advanced in testing. Other countries are calling us to find out what are we doing. And by the way, within 2 weeks, you'll see numbers and you'll see different forms of testing, just like we came up with the Abbott Laboratories machine, which gives it to you in 5 minutes that everybody wants. Everybody's asking, can we get that? You can only make them so fast. But as you know, we've done more testing than every other nation combined. And that's a big statement. I know a lot about economists, and the answer is they have no idea. I think I have as good an idea as anybody, and I think our economy will start to pick up very substantially as soon as the states get open, and that's happening as we speak, and it's actually very exciting, and people are just thrilled to see it, because our country has to get back to work. They want to get back to work. You see that, whether it's a demonstration or just in talking to people. They're going to get back to work, and they're going to get back to work very fast.
You spoke to Boris Johnson this week. I
did.
just wonder how he sounded, how he was. When do you think he'll be back at work?
He called me a few days ago. I will tell you, he sounded incredible. I was actually surprised. I thought it'd be like, oh, Donald, how are you? He was ready to go. I'm very surprised to tell you this. It's like the old Boris. Tremendous energy, tremendous drive. I was very surprised because he called me almost, pretty close to when he got out of the hospital. I think he's doing great.
The Dove Beauty Bar makes my skin glow.
I want to know what I want to know is what the fuck they gave Boris. What have they given these celebrities? Obvious. They have a different recipe or something. Like, what are they doing? Like, that they're not getting killed and murdered. And, we're unfortunate. Is it the healthcare system? Is the medical care system? Now, I don't want to hear that bullshit. We need tests. We already have dumbass Cardi B advocating for tests, and I don't see why we need to be tested for something that was created by these monsters called Bill Gates and what's this other damn Tony Soprano sounding ass motherfucker, what's his name, Fauci and shit like that, right? So they're not even professionally medical capable. They don't have any say in that matter, in that field anyway. They are not even eligible. They have no degrees in these fields to just come and just throw a pattern out there. Anybody can throw a pattern out there and sell it, and they just want to inject people and kill people. Yeah, I get it. The name of the game is to depopulate, and they're doing a phenomenal job at it, by the way. There's nothing new under the damn sun, if you will. They doing a phenomenal job. Now, listen. The one thing that was really alarming to me was, you know what? As a matter of fact, let me go over here. So, this was really alarming to me. Like, where did this, you know what? I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to go and let's see something here. Paste. Okay, how many bodies are buried on Hart Island? Now, these are where apparently New Yorkers are going against their will. Families are not able to get to these hospitals. They're just burying people, as you can see, freely on this island right here called Hart Island, Bronx. Now, I find this ironic that no one is saying anything about this, and this could have been more crazier at a crazy time, and I get it, but I just don't and this is why this lady is able to say, oh, I care about these black people more than black people. What else she has said that was really alarming to just, she said a lot of things, and Black lives don't matter, but yet this is where these people are going. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not too I'm very, very dismayed in my heart right now, if you will. And even though if it is a plague or whatever the case may be, I think that people still deserve to know where their family members are and where's the records, right, y'all? Where's the records? We want to see the details. What is going on in these damn hospitals that is so, like, they dehumanizing humans to the point where they have no body rights. They're taking their fucking body rights away from them. Humanity kind is being violated. And listen to these lyrics. Like, do not take this shit lightly, man.
Hey everyone. Great goodness. It is 8:42 New York time. And I got to my regular unit and they took my patient away, my black guy. And now I'm getting switched units. This is exactly what happened before at the other hospital. As soon as I told somebody and like management and tried to advocate for my patient, they take the patient away from me and then they move me. So like I legitimately don't even know what to do anymore. Like even the advocacy groups don't give a shit about these people. Like literally, like Black lives don't matter here. And I mean, that's pretty sad that somebody who is white and lives hundreds of miles away from the city gives more of a shit about these people than the actual people in this city. Like, for real. Like, I had a complete breakdown yesterday because, I missed an important email to do a revision on my proposal, so my proposal got canceled because I was trying to advocate for my patient and talk to management here and get the care that he needs because he's being medically mismanaged. And I just had a complete fucking breakdown because, you know what, my entire proposal got canceled because I, wasted my time advocating for a fucking patient who's just gonna die anyway. And sure enough, they take the patient away from me, and then almost 2 hours into the shift, they switch me units. This is exactly what happened at the other hospital when I was advocating for the little Hispanic lady. Guys, here's the thing. Let me try and put things into context for you, okay? I know not everybody's gonna live. I'm not that fucking green or ignorant or, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to think that, okay? I know we're gonna have a shit ton of people die. But these people aren't dying from COVID. Let me give you several examples here. An anesthesiologist intubated the patient's, I think it was right, bronchi and of a patient, and they couldn't get the sats up, and for about 5 hours we were waiting on a chest x-ray to confirm that the placement was wrong. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, and we've told the anesthesiologist that it was placed wrong because literally only one side of his fucking chest is inflating, he dies. Okay. A patient had a heart rate of 40 and the resident started doing chest compressions on him, which is not what you do. You just externally pace them, or you give him some atropine. And then, I run in there to stop him from doing chest compressions on somebody with a fucking pulse. And then he decides to push epi. He throws some pads on him to defibrillate the guy in bradycardia. Okay, he has a heart rate of 40 in a stable, you know, bradycardic rhythm. We just need to give him some atropine and pace him. He fucking defibrillates him and kills him. And I was literally ran out of like the patient's room to get like the director of nursing who was standing out there. And I'm like, can you stop him? He's going to kill that patient. He's going to kill that patient if he defibrillates him with bradycardia and a heart rate of 40. And the director of nursing just shook his head. And I turned around and he killed the dude. Okay? There was a nurse who placed an NG tube into some guy's lungs and filled his lungs with tube feeding. There was a nurse who confused a long-acting insulin with a short-acting insulin and gave 30 units of a fast-acting insulin and killed the guy. What else? Other stuff have I seen? Yeah. It's just here they're just gonna let them rot on the vet. They're medically mismanaging these patients. And like, I'm not a doctor, guys. I'm not professing to be a doctor by any means. But there's, like I said, basic standards of care that we have to do. Like, when somebody's low on blood, like literally on the brink of a critical low blood level, we should replace the blood. But I asked the residents and they're like, does he have internal bleeding? And I said, no. Then they're like, well, then we're not replacing the blood. Well, here's the thing. In these COVID patients, they all eventually need a blood transfusion. Their blood, like, if you don't have enough blood to actually oxygenate your body, the vent settings don't fucking matter, okay? They don't matter because you have no oxygen carrying capacity of your blood, okay? I told you about the patient where, like, all that, like, purulent drainage just kept seeping into his lungs because the ET tube cuff was leaking and nobody has a fucking manometer here to check the pressures. And I finally figured that out. And I kept saying, hey, you know what? His white blood cell count is steadily, like, you know, we're having a problem with it. Like, do you want to start some antibiotics? No. Well, does he have a fever? And I said, no, he doesn't have a fever. They didn't want to start antibiotics. Day shift nurse finally got a chest x-ray. He has full-blown pneumonia now. Like, I've been telling them this for a while, but because he didn't have a fever, they didn't want to give him antibiotics. We have a nurse who, like, fell asleep at the fucking nurse's station while we were all in rooms, and her norepinephrine ran out, and the guy had no fucking blood pressure and didn't perfuse his brain, and I'm pretty sure he's brain dead. That same nurse is now running a CRRT machine, a dialysis-like machine, that she has never done before. She said she'll figure it out, okay? I'm pretty fucking smart, and I figure a lot of shit out, but I would never attempt to try and figure out a CRRT machine on the fly. Like, we are adequately staffed. There's a shit ton of staff in there, like, and we have a nurse who does CRRT in there. She has a different patient load. We told them, like, hey, let's just swap these nurses, so the one that knows how to...
I just can't anymore. Like, you know, it's like, where are all the family members, you know? Of course, we're, you know, they doing whatever they want to do, you know. They burying whoever they want to bury, wherever they want to bury. Nobody knows nothing about their family members. Obviously, 244, you know, what's this? Another number. 93, you can see. Air Force One. Okay. Subliminals. Okay. 303. Wow. 1948. Wow. Just wow. You know. And it's like, they're just throwing these bodies over here. Nothing. You know, and they're not allowing family members to know anything. Anything. They're just killing. You know, how creepy is this, you know? So this was just like, I guess, you know, just some haunted area that they were going to just, you know, be using sooner or later. You know, I guess the summons, more demons, if you will, because they just can't help it. This is probably where they be chasing these little kids, sacrificing them. I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting how, all these subliminals, all these messages, and all these, they just get away with it. They just get away with it. And it's like, I know Yahweh is going to do what Yahweh is going to do. Like, this is totally out of our control, But just to even see, how sleeping folks are, it's amazing, And the cry is real. The cry is so loud you can't even hear it because it sounds like this.
Some of the video for right now, and we're showing some of it as well here, where the interspersed with the foreigners, the legitimate banks, it's the military around them, wake them up, and every one of them is talking. Now that's news where they got together. I've been to these drills where they all are farmers, wearing John Deere caps and stuff, saying, you can't talk about that, you can't talk about that. Very scary stuff. But it was black folks. Extra black folks. I mean, it obviously said, that's a bad difference for Americans. They kind of looked down on quietly by some people.
Should be just like that. And that's how they'll have you. Wearing the saints out, doing whatever they want to do, and no matter what, Trump could be dead ass wrong, and the only thing people see is what they want to see. They don't see nothing else but what they only want to see. You feel me? That's it. And I don't know what else to tell folks. Like, if you haven't gotten anything out this video, I don't know what you're looking for there. I'm gonna give it to you raw right here. I have to give it to you raw right here because see what happens is if I don't, people get away with acting stupid shit like this,
which is a center that he directs with the North American Division for Seventh-day Adventists. So Sasha has an awesome background. He is both Jewish and Seventh-day Adventist, and he has a master's degree in Old Testament theology from Andrews and Judaic Studies from Hebrew Union College. Has a master's degree in Old Testament theology from Andrews and Judaic Studies from Hebrew Union College.
Research into the problems bearing on Judaism and the Jewish-Christian relations will be encouraged among specialists. Research into the problems bearing on Judaism and the Jewish-Christian relations will be encouraged among specialists, particularly in the field of exegesis and sociology. So what do we have in common when it comes to exegesis? That is unraveling the mysteries of the Word. Wherever possible, chairs of Jewish studies will be created and collaboration with Jewish scholars encouraged.
You ever heard the expression that opposites attract? It's strange, the irony of that, and somehow how people who are so opposite end up getting married. I don't know that it was ever more true than with my mother and my father. My mother was Jewish. My father came from a Baptist background. My mother was Jewish. My father came from a Baptist background.
The only continent where he found refuge was in Africa. 9. When Jesus had taken the way to the crucifixion, it was our African brother, Simon of Cyrene, who helped him to transport the cross. The African has touched the cross. He is entitled to the achievements of the cross. We carry in our body the marks of Jesus Christ. I rebel and...
Are you serious? Are you serious? I don't want to pray. Not cool. How about that? Isn't she a piece of work? Like, this is what Chicago goon Mayor Lori Lightfoot warned stay-at-home violators. We still take you to jail. We will take you to jail, period. Like, she's on some next shit, y'all. Like, she just want to lock black people up. Look at this. She's something else. They don't want to play the video. She a thinking mess all by herself. She don't want nothing to do with her people. She just want to lock folks up. She want to go to the hood and make it easy for the white man. You know, she got to come fucking with people, feel me? It is what it is, you know. And they want social distancing, you know. They don't want nobody together. They scared of groups. They don't want black people together because they know shit is about to be fucking real out here. You feel me? If black people woke up and they got together, they don't fucking want that shit. They don't want that shit. They too busy killing motherfuckers in the hospital. Feel me? Feel me? And you got these old bats reading love stories, you know? Old fucking Nazi stories, you feel me? Period. Don't ever get that fucked up. Never. Never. You feel me?
Black civilians looking on as groups of black get rounded up from behind barbed wire. This is pretty outrageous. But don't expect Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton, the race baiters, to say anything. They're just there to create more racial division in this country, not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities. Not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities. Not actually point out that there's preparation to target black communities, which are under gun control like Chicago and has the highest crime rate in the world, which are under the fake drug war that's bringing down Chicago just like Mexico's collapsing. It's the policies that are causing this cultural collapse. But here's some of the promotional video hiding in plain view.
Crazy and bodies were just dropping. Yeah, I understand that. But Washington staff. And like we have hundreds of extra nurses that are still here that are not part of hospital staff and
It's not meant to depress you. It's meant to make you aware. It's not meant to make you walk out of here feeling like
a hospital or a system or a city. Like I said, Dr. Cameron Kyle Seidel's video was pulled from YouTube, and he was pulled from the ICU for sounding the alarm and going against the grain. So people are sounding the alarm, it's just not changing anything, apparently. So what can you do? Buck the system. I'm really fortunate I don't have any family in New York City that I personally have to worry about. If there are people that you are worried about, or maybe it's not even New York City, maybe you're in another city that's being really hard.
Child, you don't get the fuck on. What happened here? Target. Wow. Turkey. What's this? China Nazi signs. Wow. And black and white. The fuck? Well, and it goes. Speaking that war shit. Course to end on. Oh man, what's going on here? See, they're always watching the black people. You see how they always watching black people? You see that? They always got a picture of scheming on somebody with melanin. They speak to each other. They say, look at this XX gene. They always scheming. They looking at her. They got her picture up. You know, booking this. You know, how they do. You know, that's a call for come, let's get these children, let's get their shit. You know how the reptilians do, right? Damn motherfucking reptilian. Well, I tell you. And they scheming on her. Just like how they used to put them on the carton boxes, you know, missing children. You know. Wait for it. You just don't get them. You know. And I'm just here calling them out. Discover who? There are technologies in the works that could someday enable human expectations into on the speed of light. Okay, there they go dreaming. They are really fucking dreaming. Let me go ahead and I'll retweet that 24 minutes ago. Since COVID-19 began spreading beyond China's borders, China has continued and in some cases escalated provocations against its neighbors to challenge sovereignty claims as these states struggle with the weight of the pandemic. Don't be fooled by China's marked diplomacy. You know, they something else, boy. They so nasty. Volcano discovery. Earthquake today's latest. Worldwide during the past 24 hours. List and map of all earthquakes today, past 24 hours, continuously updated in the near real time. So we want to retweet that. Something that's necessary. You know, you want to know when the damn earth is shaking, right? How can countries emerge safely from virus lockdowns and communicate the risk? I tell you, boy, that one word shit, one word government, one word currency is serious. You know, they're not playing. Society must not snap back into insecure work and poverty after corona crisis. If they don't shut the fuck up and get the fuck on. Look at this robot shit. I'm telling you, man, this is some serious robot ass shit. It's very robotic. It's very robotic, modern. Like everything is robot, and all, you know, you're gonna be, you know, getting used to staying home, and people are gonna be like getting weak from wearing masks, supposedly, according to the new, you know, mad doctors all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? That got caught up in the bullshit. You know, they wasn't saying all that shit all these other years. You know, they could have been, you know, they knew where we was headed, and you know, I get that. You know. These doctors are on a whole nother level. Like, they're not saying a whole lot of shit, and the ones that are not being heard. So I don't know why they're not being heard, as far as, like, you know, they are just literally, like I said, burying people, keeping people separated. So for the lady to have said, oh, black lives really don't matter in here, like, we know that they've been killing us. We know that that's what they do. It's nothing new under the sun. And then they will go and say shit like this. Look, let me tell you that how on point we are. Okay, they will go and say shit like this. Hold up, because I really need you to know that it's just another day, same shit, just another day. Okay, look at this.
Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? New York City, Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming, but it's not surprising that people of color have a greater burden of chronic health conditions. African Americans and Native Americans, develop high blood pressure at much younger ages. It's less likely to be under control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts.
It is a chilling sight, a mass grave, rows of coffins as burials quadruple in New York. This is Hart Island, where the bodies of those with no known family are temporarily interred, some simply unable to pay for a funeral. On the 7 line, more signs of the cruel inequity of COVID-19. Many of the passengers are black and Hispanic. New data suggests they're twice as likely to die from the virus than white people.
Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming. Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? New York City, Hispanics represent the majority of deaths. In Milwaukee County, blacks are 25% of the population, but almost 50% of the cases and 75% of the deaths. So what's going on? Well, it's alarming, but it's not surprising that people of color have a greater burden of chronic health conditions. African Americans and Native Americans, develop high blood pressure at much younger ages. It's less likely to be under control and does greater harm to their organs. Puerto Ricans have higher rates of asthma, and black boys are 3 times as likely to die of asthma as their white counterparts.
It is a chilling sight, a mass grave, rows of coffins as burials quadruple in New York. This is Hart Island, where the bodies of those with no known family are temporarily interred, some simply unable to pay for a funeral. On the 7 line, more signs of the cruel inequity of COVID-19. Many of the passengers are black and Hispanic. New data suggests they're twice as likely to die from the virus than white people.
Period. I'm over here choking and shit. And you know, this is the shit that we're dealing with, right? Yeah. Which one's worse? The virus or political virus? Yeah. It's a shame how the people really have no idea what this journey is supposed to bring. But they do look forward to depopulation. That's for sure. Without a shadow of a doubt. And you know what? That water went down the wrong pipe. I just wanted to get on here and do that. I don't know why. You know, somebody needed to hear that. Somebody needs to understand this shit. A lot of people do. Because this is our reality. You know? Definitely our motherfucking reality. The fact that our loved ones are in these places being buried, tossed, you know, like nobody's business. And you know, you get somebody of a Caucasian claiming to love our people more than us, but we're not being treated like humans. You know, this is a time that they're not treating humans like humans. They're just killing humans, and that's what's going on. And this is what we're dealing with right now, you know. And it's very creepy, if you will. I mean, there is a history on where, you know, you can probably call. But who's to say, you know, all they doing is, you know, torturing these people in the hospital, and then they're just getting rid of their bodies like nothing. They're allowing them to die according to what the woman has said. You know, and no one's doing anything about it. And I think this is fucking bizarre. Like, this is bizarre. You know, my goodness, I know people are wicked, but damn. But damn, and this is a great way of, you know, this is why you need to work out your salvation in fear and trembling. I'm telling you, because this shit will hit you when you least expect it. This shit will catch you. It's not good to cheer this shit on in the name of loving Trump. It's not good to cheer any of this shit on in any form of fashion. I can't believe that these darn freaking Trump supporters would actually feel so confident in him. Like, nothing he says or does can actually bother them or trigger them or ask them even to question this whole scenario case that they've been following this fucking plan down a ditch. And I cannot stress this enough, how I hate to say this, you know, and I would never wish bad on anyone, but you fucking deserve what you got coming to you. Then you come and you want to create this fucking Klan rallies and thinking you have all these fucking guns. And it's sad because it's obvious they don't want to kill you, motherfuckers. It's obvious that if they wanted, they could war on you like nobody's business. They let you come out with your little guns and have fun, and you know that's not the case. For the hood, they literally killing us in our fucking hood, you know. And I speak for those who did not have a fucking voice, you know. I speak for those in full authority that did not have a fucking voice. Their lives were taken from them in the hands of doctors and nurses that violated their body rights. And all people can chant in the name of fucking loving Trump that this is a hoax. This is they're saving children. The cabal. That's all these fucking retarded motherfuckers say. They run around here like fucking retarded ass devils. But now they want some fucking body to march with them. Where the fuck are we marching to together? Other than banging down these motherfucking hospitals and grabbing it, save a life. If you if you really gave a fuck about humanity the way you guys are, you know what, and I'm just so done. Just so done, because that's why the Most High is in control of all of this, And I know that the Most High has the last say in everything, But it's just to show how sleeping people are. It's just to show how full of shit people are. It's just to show you IQ, the level of IQs that these people run around here claiming to have, the love for a president that don't give two shits about you. And this is serious stuff right here. I can almost assure you that this is you're gonna have to fight blood for the next generation. Are you even fit? And the thing is that they're not even trying. They're just they gave up their rights a long time ago. You gave up your First Amendment in the process of saying that you will never give up. That was so fucking easy a long time ago, and they knew that. How they was going to rage war on you is going to come all angles. Oh, be prepared. This is just the beginning of the sorrows. And you know what? People deserve what they got coming to them because they were so busy loving their lives to the depth of their souls. They were so busy cheering the shit on that you didn't even realize that you was cheering your own motherfucking demise on all the time. And now it's so close to you. It finally hit the fuck home. And all you motherfuckers could do is say, motherfucker, what happened to that hoax? What happened to that cabal? What happened to that Q plan, bitch? You got me fucked up. You got me so fucked up. And no one's saying anything. And I guarantee you, they on Twitter watching this fucking psychopath. I guarantee you, I can look. I can actually go and pull up this fucking tweet. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let's see. Let's motherfucking see. Let's see. All you have to do is type up Trump. Okay? And look his ass up. Oh, I got that. I see, and something. I promise you, I'm. Something. Let me see something. Let's see something. So this is the latest. Okay. So this is the latest. All right. So what's my So, let's see. Okay. Let's see his tweets. This is later. China asks the WHO to help cover up coronavirus. German intelligence concludes. China asks the WHO to help cover up coronavirus. Is that right? Oh my goodness. Is that all right? Look at these freaks. I mean, literally, from hell. Evil. Damn near evil. Evil to the core. You feel me? Look at this. They always got some psychopath ass army shit. And it's a shame. It's a shame. But, like I said, when folks really least expect it, when people just come on in this nation and, they're going to do something to do something. Before it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I hate, and I'm not even going to say this because I'm not gonna say everything that I see, right? Because there's some things that do not need to be said. It's just gonna it's not cool. Obamagate. What is this? What does that mean, Obamagate? Let's see something. Obamagate, you get it? Oh wow, Bill Gates, Obamagates. Nah, okay. They're playing this little game. You know, Obamagate, the world needs to see this. Please retweet. What the fuck is this? So they always on some fuckery shit.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have to put in place an infrastructure that allows us to see it quickly, isolate it quickly, respond to it quickly. It is a smart investment for us to make.
President Trump's proposed budget plan could threaten America's ability to fight health threats.
Ain't this the same plan? Like, why is, that's the thing, like, this is the same plan that Obama had started and Trump, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. They lived out, he's literally living out everything, and he's blaming all this shit on the deep state, and that's all they say. There's the deep state. It's the Democrats. It's the Democrats. The Republicans are always fighting with the Democrats, and they are the one. They are the same people. There's nothing different about them. They are the suppressors all in one. They're not separate. And I can't take this. I can't stand it that these people are that fucking stupid, but they are the problem. They are the last bit of hope of what he had running around there, if you will. And I guess, when time is up, right? So like I said, there's so much more going on in this earth, but just to see that there's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide. You are basically, you need to be having true discernment. True discernment. I'm not talking about this fake Christianity shit. I'm not talking about none of this garbage shit that you have learned. Like I said, all these false indoctrinations, false dispensations, false deities that you have learned, you have to be able to discern through all that in spite of it all. And this is your girl to talk with Tiny. And it's a shame that people have become so cold. Wax is cold. Cold as wax, if you will. Because that's exactly what's happening right now. Folks are cold as wax. I mean, like, Trump is just one big fucking Hitler. And there's no other way to pretty much say that, that Trump is Hitler. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I mean, the way even the girl in the end of the story, she starts saying how this is more like the Holocaust, but it ain't. It's not a game. It's not funny. It's not a game. In the end of that was the ending of the video of this woman, during the talk about these doctors murdering. She did mention that this is more like a Holocaust. These are the Nazis, and Trump is Hitler and reincarnated. Like, Angela Merkel is his beautiful BFF, and the shit that they say, oh, I'm paying, my army is protecting Angela Merkel, and she's buying all this oil from Russia. And then that's a problem, Meanwhile, China gets caught with their pants down, all the way down in Africa. Everyone is getting caught with it. They are so disgusting. I mean, it's just so pathetic. And everything under the sun during COVID-19 has done one thing and one thing only, is expose these motherfuckers for who the fuck they are, what they have been, and how treacherous this is to humanity. How disgusting these fucking leaders are, these presidents, these Congress, these mayors, Bilderberg, every motherfucking damn thing, the 1%, motherfucking powers that are not, the powers that are not, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you what, the people are awakened. This is the great awakening right the fuck here. I'm sick and tired of everyone saying, oh, the great awakening, you know, the cabal, they fighting this, they fighting, no, you sleeping motherfuckers. And I'm glad that you did fall asleep, because that's the only way we can get shit done over here. It's pretty much what they're doing, right? You know, whoever wants to be on that side, you can be on that side. Well, you know, don't think that, you know, the oppressed are not fighting back and the oppressed are not seeing and watching what's going on. We the fuck oppressed. We have no other choice. But, you know, yeah, we don't have the right weapons. At least we have the Most High. At least we have our inner man. We have given up this stupid ass religion. We have given up everything. You know, even this stupid ass world. For many of us, we know that, you know, it's all about working on your salvation and fear and trembling to departing from everything that is not good for your soul. You know? And yes, that's the foul ass language. But damn. You know, damn back to yous that sit there and watch these news reporters talk to you with such gentle humbleness, and they speak these big fuckery words from hell, and they put you, rock your asses to fuck to sleep, and while they busy killing your fucking loved ones in these hospitals, you're next. Don't fucking worry. You sit there sleeping dead fucking sheeple in the making. Either you're going to the slaughterhouse according to your religion. It goes according to your motherfucking religion. How you will be slaughtered. Okay? Now, you can take heed to the shit, or you don't have to take heed to the shit. You don't have to do any fucking thing. I don't want you to do any fucking thing. You are a free will, whatever you want to be, from a to I don't give a flying damn whatever color fuck. Okay? You are your own person. You are your own whatever. You are in control of your destiny. No one gives a fuck about you, Jerry. Go, run, Forrest, whatever the fuck you motherfuckers do. Now, why can't Shaquisha and Maria and Nicole and Kiki, and why the fuck can we be like free like that in the hood, right? You know, it's always been a bunch of bullshit for us, you know. So we are the blame of the corona. Unfortunately, you know, we have to be muzzled up, looking like the good old slavery days and shit, right? I mean, like, well, let's Google that. If we don't know what that is, let's go ahead and Google that real quick, right? Because, I mean, like, we can figure this shit out. We can figure it out. It does not fucking take a rocket scientist to figure a fucking what we out here looking like slavery muzzles, if you will. Yeah, the fuck. I mean, let's be real. Like, why the fuck? The lives of American slaves as seen through historical images. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. Oh my goodness, wait, but that's just, oh wow. And you know what? This is so perfect. This is exactly what's happening in real motherfucking time, right? And guess what? Because you don't know your history, you think that what they are doing to you today in color is fucking normality. And make no mistake about this. I promise you, they are speaking to black people. This message is for black people, and it's very loud. Very loud. Okay? Very fucking loud. I mean, like, what's next? Or who's next, right? The name of their bullshit ass game is Who's Next? Caution, colored people of Boston, one and all, you are hereby respectfully cautioned and advised to avoid conversing. What? Ain't this some bullshit? How the fuck we explain this shit, right? You know? I mean, the shit you can stumble over and read, right? I wasn't expecting all that, right? And all this, you know? Wow. You know? Makes you think. Makes you provoke your thoughts. I mean, think logically. The fuck? Expand your thinking. Like Q told you, right? Q would tell you motherfuckers expand your thinking and you just fall asleep right in the thought, you know? You know, it is what it is. You know? You think that they give a fuck about us, right? You guys really believe that shit. That's the most craziest shit I've ever had to fucking endure. Like, sharing a country with a bunch of crazy ass people. You know, I mean, it's just, it's crazy. You know? It really is. $3 age from 20 to 26 strong. One Wrench, Sally age 42, excellent cook. One Wench, Liz age 23, was 6-month-old. Wow. One Buck, age 52, good kennelman. $17, age from 12 to 20, excellent. You know? And when the fuck does it ever end? You know? That's my question. You know, when the fuck does it ever end? And, you know, when do you ever realize that you are a fucking slave in your mind, you know? Like, when does it ever end? You know, and this is what we're looking like. We're looking like, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. And it's only right that we keep it a buck, right? We're looking like this every day, more and more. And they have an agenda. This is their agenda. You know, they want to go backwards. They want to take it back into town. But, you know, they're mad. Time is up. Time is so up, heathen. Beast of the field. They want to turn you into cattle. Goyam? Goyam? Right? That's what they're looking for, you know. Hey, don't say that I never warned you. You know, you can look it up for yourself. You can go look Falkenstein, you know, Rabbi Falkenstein, you know, the Ludovic Abbas Khazarian mobsters, the fucking psychopaths, you know. They've been doing this for so long. It's nothing. It's a piece of cake for them. And, you know, never mind, you know, they have it all down pat and they have it all together. And this is your Critical Talk with Tiny. And thank you for spending time with me. Like, share, subscribe to this, to share this dope ass channel to civilized minded motherfucking people. Do not share this motherfucking channel to any sensitive, dumbed down, non-educated, nonsensical thinking, non-logical, expanding their horizon thinking. I ain't fucking with them. Don't even send those motherfuckers to my page. Now listen, share this dope ass page to motherfucking logical thinking, critical thinkers that will fuck you up, because if you even flinch the wrong way, that's how good our IQ be. You feel me? Like, I'm not fucking with these losers out here. You feel me? I'm out here trying to win. So I don't deal with fucking emotions. I have enough of my own. And you know what I do with my emotions? I turn them into my PowerPoints. You know what I'm saying? I turn my fucking hurt into PowerPoints. You feel me? And that's what we could do right now, you know? Hoping that shit will add up so good that when we get so fucking mad that we get mad enough. You feel me? But this is your girl to talk with Tiny. Like, share, subscribe, holla back, and like I said, do not share this motherfucking dope ass page to crazy motherfuckers, low vibration ass motherfuckers. That's what we not doing. I'm dead ass serious, like, period. Have a good motherfucker.